So just chat like
I know.
But did you know originally that they wanted to make the movie about Peach? It was supposed to be a girl power movie, and she was supposed to be the hero. That actually was the original plan, but Nintendo, like a boss, came in and said no. And it was a right choice because a perfect example, I'm sitting there, I brought my 2 boys. Want to know the part of the movies that they checked out the most on? Yeah. The Peach moments. Like they weren't interested.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why there's nothing wrong, though, with having both. A strong, competent female, strong, competent male. You have both. Yeah,
I didn't take away from the movie, but like there's a huge girl power moment at the end of the movie. She's kicking all the butt. I won't even spoil it, but she's kicking like everybody's butt. And my boys are just waiting on Mario to show up. And then when he showed up, the entire theater like lit up. The whole theater started going, Mario, go Mario! Like no energy. Mario shows in. Like the girl power moment just landed flat.
Well, I mean, the movie is called
Super
Mario Brothers movie.
Well, it's just like what happened in Avengers Endgame.
So
remember when they did
who do people go there to see? They're going there to see the Super Mario Brothers. So Mario and Luigi.
Well, okay. No spoilers, but they have a Luigi moment, and really everybody was cheering when they had the Luigi moment at the end. Everybody was like, Luigi! And everybody was just like cheering. So I mean, you're right. I mean, but you remember when we saw Avengers Endgame? Like they had to do that one splat where they put all the female Avengers on screen, and I remember in our theater, not a clap. It was just like okay, and then like Spider-Man, and then everybody's cheering and chanting Spider-Man. You remember? It's like Spider-Man's like, "Go, Peter!" So it's like, I get it, and like you said, but the thing is, I didn't mind it in Avengers because it was a quick shot. It's a good time to get some popcorn. Good time to eat a little popcorn. Turn to your friend and be a black guy and be like, "Yo, man, pretty good movie, ain't it?" Have a little. Because I mean, my son started talking to me during her scene. Like, I mean, was doing her fight scene.
A lot of the people that are going to see this. I mean, the reason why, there's nothing wrong with Peach. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But the reason why we care about Mario and Luigi is because we've played probably both Mario and Luigi if we have friends.
Yes, I've been Luigi, I've been Mario, and I've been Toad.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get started on the show. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with.
Oh, come on, put more energy than that. You dang near split that out.
What? Really?
You do this. Hey, Dicejunkies. Come on, man. Come on. I need energy.
I thought I had energy.
Come on, get it. Say it with your chest.
All right. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus, and this is
Q.
Yeah.
Now they're awake. See, now look at that. Say it with your chest.
All right, let's get started with.
Gotta open up a show with a little bit of toxic masculinity, as they would say, just a little. Not enough to make you sick, but like alcohol.
Like we had one viewer, they disappeared just after that.
Oh, wow.
Like, bam, nope, I'm out. All right, let's talk about Mario.
Y'all know the truth. They saw Bloodaxe wasn't here and they lost interest. They're like, Bloodaxe isn't here. We would have talked to you.
All right, so let's.
We just got a wow and then ghosted.
All right, so the Super Mario Brothers. Hey, at least it's up to 58% now. Man, it got really low on that critic score a while back.
It was crazy. The critics were having a conniption.
Before anybody else could see the movie, the critic score was super low.
Crazy low.
And until the movie came out, then finally the critics, some of the more, I guess, better critic scores finally got in there. It's almost like they held back any of the really good ones until after the movie was released.
When they realized they couldn't stop
maybe
it.
Try to destroy the release weekend. I don't know. I'm joking. I don't know. I'm being confused.
You know what's funny? One of the reasons, because I'm the one that asked my boys, "You want to go see this?" At which point they got super excited and were like, "Yeah!" But I'm the one that brought it up. But what's funny is I went to go see this movie because of what the critics said. Literally, I'm reading people slamming the movie critics, and they're saying, it's just a fan fest with a bunch of nostalgia and Easter eggs. And I'm just like, that sounds freaking awesome.
Rip those batteries out of there for me.
Wait.
Yeah, right there. But yeah, no, dude, like, it was one of those.
It's filled with a bunch of game references and game music for people who already know the story. And I was like, okay, this sounds good. It's good.
But I mean, it's once again where it just, I mean, the critic and the audience score is so drastically apart that, you know, every time we see these critic scores where you'll see super high critic scores and really low, or you'll see super low critic score and really high audience, makes you wonder who listens to these people? Like, why do we even?
Well, dude, it climbed almost 30%. And even on the critic side, very quickly.
Well, yeah.
And you know why? Because if you grew up playing Mario Brothers, you can almost not enjoy this movie. My boys love the Sonic movies too, Sonic and Sonic 2. But the Sonic movies didn't have anywhere near the nostalgia. Like Nintendo wanted you to remember pushing that cartridge in and pushing it down and hitting that button. And the ding, they wanted you. In fact, they had that in there. They had the sound. Mario has a classic Nintendo. They said, we're going to take you back. And they did. So even I think the critics started to break because they were just like.
Honestly, I'm going to be honest about how I really. I'm not going to say this was a conspiracy, but to try to bust the. But no, what I think really happened is you had your critics and you had a lot of loud voices, similar to you had with the Hogwarts game. And some other things recently. And so what I've noticed is a lot of the critics now seem to be waiting. They wait to see what the audience says before they give their honest review. Because before these games and movies are being released, you have this small groups that keep speaking out really loudly.
It's almost like they're in this place, almost a chamber. It's so empty that your voice box like an echo. Chamber.
But yeah.
Has anybody ever said that word? I think that's a good combination. Yeah. I'm going to coin that. Echo chamber.
So it seems like you have these really loud voices, and it seems like critics are starting, some of the critics are starting to hold back until they sort of see, because it's like.
They want to keep the job.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if no one's listening to you, you're not going to be a critic for long, man.
But Super Mario Brothers movie had the biggest global opening weekend ever for an animated film. It hit at 368 million worldwide. That is amazing.
Oh, no, actually not just 23. It's just the biggest official. All right. Worldwide opening. Okay, you got to remember there's box office, there's worldwide, there's so many categories.
I mean, it was second domestically.
Yeah, and only second. It beat out Frozen 2, Finding Dory. It only lost out, I think, for domestically to Incredibles 2. But let's be honest, Incredibles 2 was a phenom. That was a massive franchise.
Yeah.
Possibly one of the biggest franchises in animated movies for a while, because it was just like everybody I knew from adults to kids watched that movie. My mom has watched like The Incredibles.
Now, you got to think, up until recently, Sonic was like #1 video game. You gotta understand, this beat multiple records. It beat
because this is not video game,
globally animated as well as video. So
good catch. I didn't even think about this. This isn't the biggest video game movie. Yeah. This is the biggest animated, which means it beat all of Disney.
Yeah.
When it beat Frozen 2, it slapped Disney all the way down to the bottom. It went, it just slapped them to the bottom of the barrel. But I can't believe it. It beat Lightyear. Whoa, no. It beat, what was that stupid movie about? Well, you know what? Can't even describe the movie without getting accused of something. But let's just say everything Disney's put out recently that's animated got slapped down. Well, honestly, Disney ain't made anything. That ain't even fair. You know what? I actually feel like I'm bullying Disney. But no, I actually took my family to see this. So to comment on the movie, it's very good. In fact, it's got so many references that I think I missed some. And you guys know I'm the closest thing to like the theorist guy of Dicejunkies. And I mean, it was Paper Mario, Odyssey, OG. There is a character in there for the really weird Mario lore people that know about the very first Mario game back when there was the little remember the little handheld? It only had the one game on it and they were like gray and black, like the Mr. Game & Watch type games. They have a character from that far back in Mario's history. Y'all didn't even know about that guy. They have, I don't think they missed anything. But they like have all of it.
For further stats here. So yeah, it had the biggest opening for an Illumination film.
Oh, beat out Despicable Me too.
Had biggest video game beating out Warcraft. Yeah, that's right. Because Sonic was, I think, the biggest animated video game.
It's the fourth biggest Universal.
Fourth biggest Universal.
Universal's got some big
day
ones
and
in
date
there.
global opening of all time. And it sits behind Fast and Furious's 543 million, which is huge. Jurassic World's 525 million, and Fast and Furious 7 398 million.
Dude, Universal has some big titles, like some big openings. To be in their fourth place for Universal, that's not bad. Curb stomped D&D. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
But dude, it blew up some stuff, dude. That is amazing. I mean, it's cool to see something from, something as quintessential to my childhood as Mario Brothers hit today and be that big, because Mario Brothers was, most of all of us, it was one of our entryways into gaming.
Yeah. No, it's a kid's movie. It's not that you won't enjoy it. You will absolutely enjoy it if you're a Super Mario fan. But it is a kid's movie. But at the same time, we were kids when we played it, man. Well, yeah. And it just hits the right notes. I felt I was clapping, cheering, cracking jokes. Me and my son were clowning. The people next to us were cheering. Like, literally, I can't remember the last time I sat in a movie and chanted a character's name while they were on screen. Like, we were, like, having that much fun. And I don't know what it was, but the atmosphere in the theater, everybody was just having fun. I just can't remember the last time I sat in the theater and everybody was having so much fun. That's why I will say, if you could get the right crowd with you, it's incredible, because having other people go, oh, that's from this game. I was like, yeah, you're right. People were calling out the references and other people were like, yes. And we were going down the list of references, and I'm almost sure I missed a couple of Paper Mario because I haven't played them all. And now I was sitting there going oh, I think that's from which Paper Mario is that? But I will say Jumpman. See, our boy Will knows his stuff. You're right, Will. It was Jumpman that they pulled from. So, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy may be the other movie. Guardians of the Galaxy, I had a lot of fun in that movie. Not so much Zeno, he doesn't have a soul or a sense of humor, but I was laughing my butt off. You enjoyed it, I remember. But I remember also you were looking at me like, this black guy won't shut up next to me. Because I was dying laughing during Guardians of the Galaxy. But the movie
just
was
not
fun.
as verbal of a movie watcher as you, and I'm not being stereo.
Really?
Yeah. I know, right? I'm not just pulling the stereotype card. He's just very loud.
I'm pulling it. Yeah, man,
even when he's not in the theater, he's very loud. We were watching anime last Friday, and he's loud. He's loud then too, so it doesn't have to be in a theater.
I ain't apologize. I don't never apologize. I apologize. As Team 4 Stars Frieza line goes, I regret nothing.
Yeah.
I regret nothing. But so I give the movie, if you are a family person, it is a perfect way to take the kids. Let me go ahead and do this, a rare Dicejunkies advisory. I can let you know, one, there's nothing weird in it. There's a couple of jokes. None of them are racy. None of them are unusual. The movie dodges the entire political box. But Peach is she does girl boss a bit, but it's not to the point that it should be a problem. In fact, to me, it's just the right amount that young girls who are fans of Princess Peach will love the movie too, which is what you want to hit. You want to give everybody what they want. And if you're a Peach fan, you will enjoy the movie. If you're a Toad fan, Toad has several seasons where we were busting out laughing. We were like, Toad. Seth Rogen sucks. I'm sorry. He tried his best with Donkey Kong. I like Donkey Kong. The story they wrote for Donkey Kong had potential, but Seth Rogen is just terrible. But it's still a good movie. Don't let it, because Cranky Kong is awesome. And Diddy has a little scene in there. They even have the other members from the Donkey Kong.
Well,
game.
that's the right way to do a movie though, because I know people who like these other characters more than the main characters.
Yes.
So by being able to sort of give every character their moment, you're appeasing, because the games gave every character a moment usually. At some point in the game, Toad had a moment at some point in the game. Princess Peach had a moment.
Yes.
So if you do that in a movie, then that's what people who attach to those moments as a favorite will now attach it to the movie.
Yes. So they had a good service to everybody. There's even a couple references to characters who haven't appeared yet, like Rosalina. There's a reference. The Stinger references Yoshi. That's not a big deal. Everybody knew Yoshi would show up. He's not here yet. You see Yoshi's, but that apparently is going to be the next movie. It looks like it's going to be Yoshi's Island, I would guess. But this is for the fans. But they have a lot. It's a good movie, and you'll enjoy it. And you can take your kids, you can take your daughters and your sons, and enjoy the movie. Perfect. And Jack Black just steals the friggin' show. Oh my God, was he good as Bowser?
Well, let's be honest. Anytime Jack Black voices something, it usually
it's
ends
gonna
up
be
being
incredible.
incredible.
Yeah.
So
he has a song. Oh my God, it's on YouTube. It's like it's Jack Black tore it up. So good movie. Probably it's already currently my favorite movie of the year. And honestly, I don't know what's gonna beat it, just because unless it's something I could go with my boy and he enjoys it as much, it's hard to beat a movie that I enjoyed with my kids.
Well, sadly, this next one won't be able to beat it for this year because it doesn't come out till next year. But it's been stirring up some people, and that's the latest in Disney, Lilo and Stitch live action, and some people have not been too happy about the casting.
Oh, well, I can see. What the hell? That's not a black woman. How dare they not replace her with a black woman? I'm offended. I will only take black women main character race swaps for my Disney shows and movies. That is a requirement. I'm offended.
Like I said, I think it amuses me that now the young lady here who is they have portraying this character actually is of mixed descent with Hawaiian heritage. So but the biggest debate has been she's not dark enough.
She was black, she would be.
Come on, we're trying to be serious here now. Come on,
with Disney, we are.
No, we're never serious. I'm fucking with you.
I had to hit that line because Disney has changed so many characters to black women that I'm shocked that when there's actually a character that's a brown woman, they did put this light-skinned girl in, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't get it. I mean, it might as well have just found a redhead. Really confuse everybody. Let's have Black Ariel, have a redhead play the Hawaiian. Here's
my thing is it's sort of my same thing with with Black Ariel is, has Disney done a good live action?
True, it's not like it matters.
So does it really even matter at all? Like, I mean, we know it's going to suck. Every live action Disney.
Oh God, the Lion King. That Lion King
has been relatively horrible. And
then Hermione does not need to be Belle. That did not work either.
But yeah, anyway, but it is amusing. I found it amusing that a lot of the people who made fun of people being upset that they race swapped Ariel are now upset that this girl isn't dark enough.
I bet Hawaii. The thing is, Hawaiian people very widely skin color. Now they're not wrong in that the character is very well. It's not a cartoonish that you could go, well, it's hard to do this character because they're like a Vader Zim character. Yeah. The character is very replicatable. She has human proportions, her face. Because we went and checked out the cosplayers, and there's some cosplayers, man, that are like, mirror image.
I would have rather them find somebody who was closer to the original character.
Like actual full-blood Hawaiian?
Also, I thought the same with Ariel and other things.
It's gonna suck anyway.
I think you should try to stick close to source material when you're going this route. But at the same time, like I said, I've sort of given up on Disney and live action. They're not going to. It's not going to be good. And I'll be honest, I saw Lilo and Stitch late in life, and I still found it fun and enjoyable. So you know, it does suck because it is a show that actually has potential to be live action and still be good.
Well, yeah.
Out of all the Disney franchises, Lilo and Stitch probably has the highest chance of being a live action and still be good.
Because it's set in a normal enough world outside of the alien that you can easily replicate this whole movie without having to go, well, they can't do this scene because it's a cartoon. Like, no, you just have a CGI Stitch. You can do this whole movie easy. Now, here's the thing I got to say. I'm sorry, I've got to be a troublemaker. Oh, God. How are they going to change it? They can't leave it alone.
Oh, well.
So what are they going to do to this movie? Come on, Disney. Disney's got a quota. They can't put this movie out as a perfect recreation of that show. So is somebody going to change what flavor of ice cream they like? What they're going to change? You know, they got to do something. That's all I'm saying. There's no way. You know what? Call me on if I'm wrong. They're going to change something.
No, obviously.
Somebody's going to get changed.
They're not going to do a one-for-one creation. But, I mean, it would be dumb to do a one-for-one creation anyway. You don't want to, I mean, if you're going to do live action, you don't want to just do a straight live action of the original cartoon because you've already seen that.
They don't care, Disney. They don't have any integrity. You're acting like they're going to change it for... Do you try to act like they're going to change it for story reasons? I will punch you.
I'm trying to be... Somebody's got to be the reasonable one.
You're failing. You can't even convince yourself. He's saying it, and he's got a look on his face like, I'm so sorry.
Who says I got to believe myself?
That's what every Disney exec says. We'll say a lot of stuff, but we don't believe that. We don't have to believe it. We just got to tell the lie and keep on trucking. Oh. But honestly, this is stupid. People are worried about our skin tone. The story is vastly more important. Now, I will say that to me, you should literally be able to show your cast and people know what you're doing now. And I see that because for Disney, it's all about recognition because Disney sucks at writing. But what they've always had is very recognizable characters. We all know what the Disney princesses look like. Even when we saw Wreck-It Ralph and they put them in different outfits, I could tell you who every Disney princess was. I could tell you, you know, that's Princess and the Frog. That's Brave. You know what I'm saying? There's Sleeping Beauty. There's Cinderella because they have a very iconic appearance. The live action, the best way to put it is you got to realize we're Dicejunkies, baby. We go to cons. We see cosplays. We can recognize the cosplays because they put in enough effort to look like the character. How can you not match a person doing this junk at home with a sewing machine and makeup?
Yeah,
that just shocks me.
I get where they chose the character from. I mean, Sydney, as it says, she's an actress, singer, professional songwriter. She was born and raised on the island of Hawaii. Throughout her life, performing followed her everywhere. So I mean, she's from Hawaii. She grew up there, so she'll have a lot of the common.
But you get what I'm saying, though. You put her next to the actress that's going to play the Lilo. But don't put Stitch in the shot. And even put them in the outfits from the movie, you would not know that's who they're supposed to be. She does not look nearly close enough that you would even recognize her as being Nani at all. Now, I'm not saying that's a big deal. I'm just stating, though, for Disney, if you're not going to do good writing, you can at least look the part. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, they may do some little cosmetic on her.
I mean, she could probably tan up
to try to get closer to the character.
We haven't seen her fully made up for the role. That is true. I mean, a lot of these pictures are taken from other movies. Mm-hmm. If she changes her hairstyle, and because she is partially Hawaiian, she probably can tan up a bit. You know, usually if you have a bit of that heritage, I can go several shades darker easy. I can get out in the sun and get to a nice dark, no, not quite dark chocolate, but I can get to like a full milk chocolate, a little darker. So she probably can tan up to about a caramel. Now my
curiosity is, you know, maybe she can surf in real life. You know, maybe stuff like that could have been the deciding factor.
Her stunt double probably look more like damn Nani than her. They'll probably find a real Hawaiian surfer who looks more like the character than her.
Being she grew up there, I mean,
It has nothing to do with the movie. The movie ain't even about Hawaii. It's about an alien and a little girl with mental problems.
It had something to do with Hawaii, though.
What? What did it have to do with Hawaii?
There was cultural moments throughout the movie.
A luau does not make the movie about Hawaii any more than a barbecue makes it an ethnic movie about black culture.
It's because everybody barbecues. Not everybody throws luau's.
Okay, so apparently if your movie has a luau, you are now a...
No, I'm not saying that either. God. Anyway, let's move on because I'm done with the Lilo and Stitch Disney bashing.
I mean, we're not bashing them because I don't care about the actress. Because you're right, the movie's gonna suck.
Let's talk about video games. So I hear you're excited about Redfall.
I still am. I don't care. I don't care about other people's problems. That sounds like PC problems to me, sucker.
Man.
I'm on Xbox.
Yeah, no, this is an Xbox issue.
God damn it.
It ain't a PC issue. This is Redfall is launching on Xbox consoles with quality mode only. Trust me, my PC, I guarantee you my PC will be running 120 frames per second. Not no 30. And best they can do is 140p on a Series X at 30 frames per second.
I don't have that great a TV anyway. I probably won't notice, maybe.
Maybe not. Your TV does sort of suck, so you probably won't notice.
Well, because my eyes suck. Why am I going to get a better graphics on my TV than my eyeballs can handle? When you're half blind, you ain't really worried about it. You know what? Okay, you talking that good stuff.
But I mean, here's
Mr.
my
120,
thing.
you better be running circles around me.
Here's my thing. Dude, 30 frames per second. You don't release a game these days that can only go 30 frames per second. No way. No way, no how. If you can't do better than squeaking out 30 frames per second on a console, then don't ship it, dude. There's something wrong.
Well, I have okay, there's still one good thing. You're going to be out of town the week it comes out.
Yes.
And I decided I wasn't going to start until you get back. So maybe within that week.
This isn't something that's going to be fixed in a week. There's no way.
When Starfall come out, man? Screw it. I'm not going to play nothing good. I don't get to play with friends. I can't. Wonderland sucks. I want to play a game with you suckers. And I can't find a game to play with y'all that ain't jacked up. This is annoying.
Oh.
Because we were looking forward to this because all three of us, because it's cross-platform, we're going to play together. But apparently me and friggin' Bloodaxe are not even going to be playing the same game as you almost. We're over here playing a Super Nintendo while you're playing a friggin'...
Well, I mean... It's most likely it's because they probably haven't really fine-tuned the game properly. Now with PC, I'll just muscle through it. But Xbox has a set hardware. It can't just muscle through it. And I mean, so a poor release, that's gonna suck, dude. I mean, 30 frames per second. I don't. Okay, 60 frames per second, I'm good with. All right. I run most things at 120. I really can't tell the difference between 60 and 120. My eyes ain't that good. But you know,
even I know that 30 is bad.
But 30's noticeable. 30 is noticeable.
You know what, man? I've played some indie games. I'll be fine. I played Pixel. Hades wasn't exactly the sharpest graphics. It was a great game, lights artwork. I played Dead Cells.
Yeah.
Dead Cells. It's basically.
Oh, you do if you're CD Projekt Red. No, CD Projekt Red just releases games that don't work. Like. Those poor people on PlayStation, they couldn't even play. It wasn't an issue.
I'm pretty sure in Redfall, I won't be running around naked T-posing. CDPR put out games and levels.
My dude was brave and balling.
You were on a motorcycle.
He would flap in the wind on the motorcycle, just like, yeah. I made sure to give him the biggest dick. Because I mean, if you gotta flap it in the wind, you gotta have the biggest.
Well, it helps with turning. The drag helps you with handling. You get better drag, you can cut sharper turns.
Yeah. Just sort of sling it a little bit.
Lean into the turd. But no, like, I don't care. I mean, if here's the thing. As long as it doesn't crash. Because we tried to play Grounded last night, the new Grounded update. And, dude, I got kicked several times. It crashed, threw the world out. And then at one point, it warped me somewhere, and all the graphics derezzed. Like, everything turned pitch black. I would literally send a picture of the Bloodaxe and said, Bloodaxe, I'm going to sign out. This is why I do that. I can't see anything. And when I showed it to him, it was just black. Like, my screen was black with a few eyeballs in the darkness.
You mean a game has bugs from the creators of Fallout New Vegas? I mean,
I will kill you. You know I love that game. Well, in their defense, it is the beta.
Yeah.
It is. We're literally in the beta. We're betaing it. Like, we signed up for the beta. But I don't want this to happen to Redfall, because at least that was their beta. In their defense, don't flip out on Grounded. It was the beta. But see, we've had multiplayer games come out that me and Bloodaxe to play, and poor Zeno can't even get in half the time. He, like, can't join. Like, he gets kicked straight out, flat out. He can't even get in, and me and Bloodaxe have a lot of issues. So if it will play, I will play it at 20 FPS. If I can play it with this son of a gun who won't play if he can't be on his PC and has all kind of excuses why he doesn't play the other games with me. Well, this is a shooter. This is a first-person shooter. And you've been telling me how hot you are on your... Look at this. Look at this. Show him the mouse. Show him your big fancy multi-button mouse. He got all kind of... He got buttons all along the side and underside. So we're going to get on an FPS multiplayer game together.
Here's another cool thing, man, this mouse. So see that mouse cursor moving on the screen there? Mm-hmm. If I hit this button, it actually changes the frame rates of how fast the mouse moves. Or you can go super slow.
That's why you're going to be the sniper. We've already chosen a sniper for him. Y'all know me. I'm going to run around with an umbrella, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to be beating people upside the head with an umbrella.
I love the variable frame rates on the mouse.
If I have to do 20 FPS to play with this sucker, I will. So, Redfall, you ain't getting rid of me. I'm playing your dang game. I'm playing it, and I'm reviewing it. We're going to do this. But I got to admit, they are trying to run me off. You know what they got other people beat, though? At least they're still planning to put it out on console. We still haven't seen Darktide. We still waiting on that.
You got a point there.
We're waiting on console version of Darktide for 6 months.
Another comment from Will in the chat room. I like that. If it's an option, max that slider. Xeno probably. Yes. Yeah, no. Once I can't max a slider is when I start going and looking for new parts for my computer. So.
Yeah, well, you know what? Your game will just show in high definition all the butt I'm kicking. As you look through the scope and see me running around hitting umbrellas. I still can't believe my weapon's an umbrella. Anyway, I'm sorry. They're making me play the umbrella, but I got it. I'm going to play the umbrella. Whoa. Okay, that is awesome. You can't show that, though.
Yeah, no,
whoever made that, though, is great. That ought to be the meme of the year. We ain't showing you that. No, it ain't our fault. No. It's on Twitter, so don't blame us. Y'all know how Twitter is. All right, next.
Yeah, no, that's why I made sure to remove the Twitter feed before I scrolled down.
It just makes me wonder about you when I see what's on your Twitter. Because sometimes you'll be over here and scroll down Twitter. I'll see something. I'll be like, what do you do when I'm not around? What are these pictures?
Dude, I have the most basic feeds. I don't really follow anything. So this is just what happens on Twitter.
They just suggest to you the most interesting. They're like, you know what? You'd like this. And I was like, man.
I mean, other than a couple of game companies, I don't follow anybody on my Twitter. So. All right, let's move on. What we got? That was more another tweet.
That's okay because that game's hot trash.
Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Got postponed to 02/02/24. Of course, I mean from all the hate it was getting and people talking about how bad it was. I mean. It's probably best to postpone that.
You think they're pushing it? They push it all the way back to 2024, though. And that was supposed to be released this year.
Oh yeah. We
can only say that once, though, before we get completely demonetized, Mr. Will. So we can't repeat our awesome.
I'll keep it along my graphics.
Scroll back to... Oh, that's the Max he was talking about. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought y'all were talking about resolution.
I was. I was.
You want to get that in? You want to get that in 120 FPS too, don't you?
But I mean, now I was that's what I was referencing with the T-posing. But anyway, back to the Suicide Squad before we suicide our channel.
What they're trying to do is they're hoping to push it back far enough to people forget about being pissed. And then what they'll do is they'll slip it out on the low, try to catch those whales. Let's be honest, dude. One whale is worth 100 non-whale gamers. This game is clearly a money-making attempt. So if they can get it out there on the low, that's what they're going to try to do. And I believe, in fact, I bet you when it comes out, it's going to come out with quietly. I don't even think they're going to make a big
I mean, dude, I'll be honest.
I'm
I'm with a lot of the people that were talking about it. It's like it doesn't really matter how much they postpone it now because they already missed their window.
Oh, yeah.
Like their window was somewhere between the first Suicide Squad movie and the last Suicide Squad movie, and then that slight window after the second Suicide Squad movie. Now, no one's talking about Suicide Squad, dude. Hell, DC's about to die and reboot again. So,
yeah, it really is. Well, man, that's what I said. That's why I believe that they're not even trying to get a big release. They're going to put it out. It's already a bust. They're going to slide it out quietly and try to get the people that are whales. Because, I mean, when we saw the gameplay, we've seen this type of gameplay. This is a monetization game. That's what it is. And they decided we're going to slide it out because there will always be people who just want to pay to win. They got the money. They're addicted to it. It's like gambling. They can't stop themselves. They'll push it out, try to get all the money they can out of those people on the sly. I bet you in February, there won't even be a big announcement. What I'm saying is they're not just going to they're going to release it quietly, y'all. You're just going to look up and go, oh, Justice League is out. That is how that's going to go. Oh, let's be
honest. I mean, superhero video games have never really taken off. I mean, the biggest superhero video game was probably that MMO. That how long ago was that? Like decades.
Wow. How about was it like Hero City or whatever?
Yeah,
that was pretty big. Yeah.
Other than that, I can't think of a real big superhero release that really just took the market. You know,
dude, you want to know if somebody announced a new superhero game coming out, the one that would get me the most excited to hear they were doing a remake or a sequel to, preferably a whole remake?
Mm-hmm.
Prototype. One of my favorite games, superhero games. I'd rather play Prototype again than any DC game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even put Prototype as really a superhero game. Now
That's probably why
it had some of the elements. Now, I mean, okay. Spider-Man was a good superhero game. I got to give that one a quality, but I mean, when I'm saying superhero, I mean like a superhero squad where you actually had, I mean, come on, before the MMO, the other superhero games we enjoyed were like the old arcade X-Men
and Marvel Ultimate Alliance is pretty good. The one, not the fighting ones, the one that you could play with your friends. It was almost like Diablo-like. Me and my friends did play a lot of those.
I never got into that.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, 2, 3. We sat because it was couch co-op, and we used to sit down and play the heck out of that.
You talking about the old PlayStation?
Yeah, I mean, I went way back. Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking. Yeah, but like you said, there hasn't been a decent superhero game outside of maybe the Spider-Man games, except that the Sony exclusivity means only for certain people who have no integrity. I'm kidding. I ain't that bad, but I don't own a PlayStation, so I'm not allowed to play the Spider-Man games. Because I ain't buying a PlayStation. So, but other than that, I can't think of a game other than Spider-Man that's gotten accolades. Okay, Batman Arkham City and Batman Arkham Asylum were also pretty good. And I did play both of those. Those are pretty decent. But out of the number of superhero
Batman games weren't that bad, yeah.
But out of the number of superhero games that's come out,
yeah,
we just named like 3. So, you're right. It wasn't going to do that great, but somehow they managed to screw that up.
But also, once again, most of the ones we're talking about are solo superhero movies, not superhero games.
True.
Not really squad-based.
Honestly, when's the last time they even released a squad-based other than that effed up Avengers game? We got Avengers, and we had this coming up. They haven't done an X-Men game in a really long time. But don't worry. Well, we'll see that.
Not that long ago, though, didn't they?
X-Men?
Well, I mean, I said not that long
ago.
Oh,
you're talking about that stupid, stupid
yeah.
XCOM game,
yeah.
XCOM type game. I don't count that. That's XCOM with the skins of Marvel characters. Talk about a real damn game. If I can't hit a button and cut somebody with Wolverine, it's not an X. The bare minimum. No, now you started a rant. The bare minimum to be an X-Men game is that I can walk up with Wolverine, hit a button to insert claw in the dude. If you've got something that when I hit this button, Wolverine doesn't go, ha, 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 you've already screwed up. Am I wrong? You've already screwed up Wolverine. If I'm playing Cyclops and I can't go beam, you screwed up.
I think you're wrong there. So you're saying if it's not an action game, it can't be a superhero game.
No, I said it can't be an X-Men game.
I don't agree with that. But
you don't have to.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not.
You know, XCOM games are shooters, and just changing the skins of the characters doesn't change the fact that it's just a tactical shooting.
But no, I agree that was mostly a skin. Also, it wasn't even a skin of the full XCOM. You know, it was a dumbed down version of XCOM that was skinned. It was
weird cards and stuff. Yeah, I know. You didn't even really get into it. But I mean, I'm sorry. For superheroes are based around action. The concept of a tactical superhero game just automatically conflicts.
Because think if they would have done the XCOM with the cool base building, and you were actually building your base, like maybe
it had signals attacking the base. And stuff.
You had that, but I mean, you also could have a home base like the school, the institute,
upgrade it,
and be building like underground facilities and. You know, being able to upgrade.
Well, now you're talking. Get new students, train them. That's your extra squad members. You have students with different. Wow, how are we better than them at this? Wow, that just hurts my feelings that we just improved that game.
Because I mean, XCOM had that, and you'd get, you know, it would give certain characters secret traits at times to give them a special nickname and stuff like that, which would be really cool with superhero stuff. But
I know.
Anyway. Fallout Shelter was the most dumbed down as you can get for an XCOM, but like Fallout Shelter is, you can't say XCOM plus Fallout Shelter because Fallout Shelter was just the base building segment of XCOM because XCOM already had that base building. So anyway. Where were we? Oh yeah, next up, Zelda. We had a Zelda trailer.
This one's for me.
Yeah.
Big. Go ahead.
So it was announced that there was going to be a trailer April 13th. Of course, that's already passed now because you know we do this once a week, and then so we got that trailer. As you can see, I watched the trailer. I cannot show any part of this whatsoever because Nintendo will copyright hit us
aren't
quick.
They already looking someone up over an art book? Like they're doing some deep dive to try to find out who's showing an art book?
They're trying to get Discord to release records so
over
they
the
can figure
art
out who leaked their art.
Just an art book. That's all. And they're doing a big.
Now this was a big thing that came from that release was that Matt Mercer was playing Ganondorf. Of course, that also means that Ganondorf is back.
Ganondorf is here, y'all. The Triforce of Power back on the scene. The King of Evil. Man, I'm actually pretty pleased because when I played Breath of Fire, I was very disappointed at his absence. And he was absent. The little weird stuff they did didn't count. So getting the main man back in, very excited. Now, my fear is that they're going to do like a Batman movie and bring him back and then perma-kill him off at the same time. I'm hoping they don't. Because, let's be honest, Zelda games are Link, Ganon, and Zelda. That's what they are.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how this rolls down, to see our boy back. Honestly, to me, the biggest thing that was wrong with Breath of the Wild was the absence of Ganondorf. So I'm very excited. Matt Mercer's.
I got a big list of things that was wrong with Breath of the Wild, but
okay, true. But I think a lot of updates fixed a few of those. Kind of, sort of.
I just didn't find that game fun.
It didn't fix that. No, it didn't make it fun. If you didn't like it, I mean, trust me, it was a slog, especially because I played it when it first was out.
Yeah.
And the Master Sword was dumb the way they had that working. Carrying 9 weapons and snapping them.
But
like
I mean,
twigs
I got
was
it. I got
annoying.
it after most of the updates and all that was done, and I still just didn't really enjoy the game. I'm old. I enjoyed my classic Zelda stuff. I enjoyed the N64 and the GameCube, but I haven't really enjoyed anything Zelda since the GameCube.
I enjoyed Twilight Princess. I liked it. And to me, it's one of the better later generation ones. Some people said I didn't try Skyward Sword because at the time it was mostly for use with the Wiimotes and wasn't going to do all that bull crap. But I like Twilight Princess.
I played Skyward Sword. It wasn't that bad.
If I had to compare, though, Twilight Princess to Breath of the Wild, I do prefer Twilight Princess. You're not wrong. Like, Breath of the Wild was not bad. I prefer Twilight Princess. As far as just getting around, the combat, the exploration, the overall experience, I had way more fun in Twilight Princess. But I like the story advancement for Breath of the Wild, where they populated the world, they tied the history in. There were a lot of good NPCs, something that usually is lacking in a Zelda game is interesting NPCs outside of the 3 main. I thought all that was good. Like, if they could have taken their story and world building, but kept the Twilight Princess playstyle, I think it would have been much better again.
And that was my biggest thing. I thought it pulled too far away from the game play we were used to.
Tried to be a dang Souls-like, basically. Survival / Souls-like, and
I'll even say
like
this, and this is probably, like I said, it's partially just me. If I was playing that game and it wasn't a Zelda game, I may have actually enjoyed it more. But because it was a Zelda game, and I was looking for specific elements as a Zelda game, I just it fell short.
No, man, good job. No, that's well said. Seriously, you just put that game perfectly. As a survival game, it would have been infinitely better if it did not have the Zelda. Because there's almost no part of that game that because remember, I played it. Mm-hmm. And well, you did too. So looking back at that game, you could have changed just a few elements, and this game would not even be recognizable as a Zelda game. Mm-hmm. Because that's the way they did it. It literally doesn't have nearly enough Zelda lore to need to be Zelda to be the game it was.
Yeah.
You could have turned it into a samurai game, ninja game, survival, apocalyptic game. Easy. Wow. That explains a lot. Like, it did not really feel like a Zelda game. Well, at least now to bring it back, Ganon. The video looks more like classic Link going through dungeons and going around.
I mean, it still has the same type of gameplay, it looks like, as the previous one.
I didn't keep
an
eye out
it did seem to have a little more Zelda feel to it, I will say that.
Well, they also focused on the Master Sword more, so I'm hoping that that's going to be your main piece of gear. I saw other weapons, and it's nice to have other weapons. But look, sometimes don't reinvent the wheel. I'm Link. Give me the Master Sword. Give me the bow. Cool. That's it. Done. I don't need nothing else. We're not going to go, man, you know what I hate about Legend of Zelda? Wielding that Master Sword all. No, it's the damn Master Sword. It's what you're there to play. That was a dumb idea. Somebody said, that's a perfect example of the terrible writing we always see. Where, be careful. Oh, you're not showing it good.
No, I'm not showing it, but I can probably get away with showing a couple of stills here. Now, I will say this to me looked like a butt puckering moment. I'm just gonna say.
Well, that brought back Mega Man trauma. Yeah, man. That brought back Quick Man stage. I was like, ooh, that looks like instant death if you mess that up. Yeah. But it looks good. I'm hoping that the alternate weapons, because the trailer goes on pretty hardcore about the Master Sword. So I'm hoping, like, there it is there. Let me show the Master Sword. So they make it out like the Master Sword is central to the story. So hopefully it will be again. And you're not going to spend a whole bunch of energy on these, pixie stick weapons that snap. Because there's no HUD, so we can't see if the weapons have the stamina again, the breakage.
Yeah.
Because there's not a HUD in the trailer at all. But it looks good. It reminds me of Skyward Sword scenes a lot. It looks solid. Some of the improvements I thought were pretty good in Legend of Zelda. I didn't think the game in Breath of the Wild, but like he said, it did feel a lot like it wasn't a Zelda game, to the point that it was hard to enjoy it at the same degree that we might have And this one, they seem to have realized that. They really look like they're trying to get that vibe because he's showing the trailer. I'm over here looking at it. Again, we'd already seen it. And it looks like they're trying to get back to that. And if they are, that's going to be awesome. And, of course, the story of Ganon. Ganon's my boy. I'm rooting for him. I know I'll never get my Ganondorf wins story, but I'll always keep my fingers crossed and hope that one day they do that alt story, The Rise of Ganondorf. But, because if you're a real big fan, there have been games where his story has been deeper than you thought. And kind of an implication that maybe it would have been best if he won some of those dang games. Like Wind Waker kind of played with that idea that Ganondorf had better ideas than the crazy Hylians did. He tried to unflood the world. So don't get me started on my Ganondorf theories. I could put on that tinfoil hat.
You look pretty armored up here, man.
Well, yeah, they still have the varied armors, which I don't mind that, actually. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, yeah, you look pretty armored up there. I saw one shot where it looked like you're using some kind of rocket to propel yourself.
Yeah, he was grabbing it. Like, action-wise, this looks like this is going to be more populated, because you also saw a very well-populated village. Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be pretty solid. It looks like Zelda is, kind of regulated back to her background role. Which,
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of cut scenes in this with Zelda. I
just haven't seen the action shots. Like I said,
I haven't seen the action shots, but I mean, it seems like they're going heavy with the
Link and
Zelda
cutscene
and story there.
A lot,
which may not be bad. I mean, so we'll see. Like I said, I'm hoping it pulls a little more Zelda feel than the last one, and if it does, I may give it a try again.
I just hope they took away the breakable weapons. I'd rather unlock a weapon and the weapon's usable. And I can stick with it.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that gets ditched. So fingers crossed, because, we can get access. I think you have don't you have the little Nintendo thing?
I have a Switch, yeah.
So, we might grab it and give it a go, because I do like Zelda games, and I've tried to play all of them. Like I said, Skyward Sword is the only one I've missed. I've even played, I'm getting old. The Game Boy one where you're dreaming, the Skyfish or whatever. So, anyway, point is, trailer looks awesome. Ganondorf's back. We're optimistic. I mean, after this movie, I have some hope for Nintendo. I'll never hope that Nintendo will stop striking people's videos, but at least I can hope that they can get their stories right.
Yeah. And all right. So let's, last up.
Hey, you want to know what Nintendo's never done, though?
What's that?
At least they've never tried to copyright the word monster.
Oh,
check our last video. At least they only go after you for their actual stuff. They've never said, they never copyrighted the name Mario, that you can't have them name Mario on something as long as it doesn't have his literal face. Monster Energy drink, man. Follow our videos. Pay attention. Go back one more.
Anyway, so last up is a little bit of Diablo 4 news. So they've gone back and they've implemented the big change of release changes from the feedback of the beta, and of course, my boy Q here, he's been hurt and all.
We knew it was coming. They nerfed Corpse Explosion. I'm not gonna wait for you to get to it. They nerfed the Necromancer. We knew they were gonna do it because y'all couldn't stop crying. Necromancer too strong. Necromancer, why don't you?
Hey, look,
stay in your own class.
They nerfed.
Stay in your own class.
Nerfed my sorcerer as well.
They nerfed your lightning. But you did get hit too.
Well, dude, they nerfed your Corpse Explosion. They didn't nerf everything.
Corpse Explosion is everything. That shows you don't know necromancers. See, you just explained you're not a necromancer.
Well, I mean, Chain Lightning was everything in the.
That's true. I'm sorry. It was bad. It was pretty bad. Especially because I think they hit you twice. Didn't they hit you damage and boss decreased effectiveness?
Decreased. Let's see, the damage and reduces effectiveness against bosses. Yes. With the Necromancer, they just reduced the damage dealt. So yeah, mine got hit twice. So fuck you.
Well, no, we got another nerf. Our minions are gonna die more often now too. Now what? The other most important part of my class, my minions.
I will say that I didn't feel like the minions were so OP and so
They want you to run out of minions. Plus, my minions died when I was playing. Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about. When I got to a boss fight, I frequently looked up and half my minions
No,
were
I will
dead.
say I did not do any of the minion buffing abilities.
I did.
Really.
They still died. I don't know what they're talking about. Because it's already hard enough to keep enough corpses because I'm always exploding them. Now I'm going to need more corpses because I do less damage, and I need the corpses from my minions. They're trying to starve me out for corpses, man. This is terrible for the Necromancer. It hurts my feelings. Yet they did do some good stuff for the Barbarian, though, because there's nobody that doesn't feel sympathy for the Barbarian. They gave him a flat damage reduction.
Yeah, 10% passive damage reduction.
How weak is a class? They just gave it a flat damage reduction.
I will say this does lead credence to what I was saying, because what it says is some skill tree passives had their damage reduction effects reduced to compensate, which means it was probably an issue of those first 25 levels.
Oh no, the actual video says that. The actual video said they did that because it took way too long to get to the point that the Barbarian was tanky.
And so, and that was my guess. Remember,
I hit it on the head. He hit it on the head. Also, Whirlwind was not doing crap, and apparently they gave it more damage and made it consume less energy, and that's pretty big.
No, it consumes more energy. Consumes more fury.
Yeah, but I prefer to have it do. I don't care if you gave me an optional skill that says this ability costs 50% more, but it does 50% more damage. Y'all know I'm the DPS man. I'm all about damage, which is why my corpse explosion.
Oh, but yeah. So anyway, a lot of changes. You can see they're on Blizzard's website if you want to go deep diving into them. But
the only reason I'm not cursing is that every Necromancer heard all y'all whining and knew. Not you, but some people. Cause there was so much corpse explosion, and we were just sitting there going like, they're gonna bitch until we get nerfed.
It had nothing to do. Look, dude.
It says feedback. It says it's based on feedback.
You know what the feedback was? Man, Necromancers are so fucking awesome. We blow up everything.
Only the idiots were saying that. I know to shut the hell up. When I was playing with him, see Flynn, our boy Flynn, who's also a Necro player, my boy, said that they don't last against bosses, and they don't. He's right. I kept losing my... So now, we're probably going to end up having that resource completely empty out during boss fights. That's annoying because it's your minions. It's your literal core ability.
Most of the boss fights I ran across summoned minions during the boss fight, so at least you get the corpses from that, so you can res things.
Because my big thing is that if I had to choose between removing one of these nerfs, believe it or not, I'd remove the minion nerf. Because I believe the minions are my real core ability.
There's no numbers here, so we don't know how bad they nerfed Corpse Explosion.
That just scares me because they were scared to tell us. They're like, we lowered the damage. How much?
I mean,
we ain't going to say.
Well, they're really bad about giving numbers on these release notes anyway. I mean, none of them had numbers. They said, we reduced this some.
Except
we
the Barbarian.
This
they said 10%.
Except for the Barbarian, which said 10%. Yes, you are correct. The Barbarian, they gave a number. They said, we got to do, we got to
let you know we did something.
But generally they don't give numbers. And that's why it really sucks when they're making these changes when you can't play the game to go and sort of ferry out, well, how much is it?
Well, Flynn's trying to say that if they made it too big a nerf, they will fix it. The problem, Flynn, is that I pre-ordered the dang game. So I want it to be right from launch. Now, if I'd have been smart and waited a week or two, because I do believe they're going to unnerf it because the feedback was only based on the first 25 levels. That's my problem.
I guarantee
we don't know how well it works later.
Look, dude, this is Diablo. I guarantee you, every ability will be nerfed at some point and will be OP at some point. That's the name of the game, dude. Diablo is all about constant change and constant weight.
My thing is that I didn't want to use Corpse Explosion anyway. I was going to try, because you know me. I wanted to do a minion build anyway. Which is why the minion is the one that bothers me, because I was actually, before I got that one ability, that legendary item that made Corpse Explosion really overpowered, I was running a blight build. You remember, I was all slowdowns and deep. I was throwing out curses, and I would throw poison at their feet. That was my build. So I'm not devastated by Corpse Explosion, but I'm really pissed about my minions gonna die.
I wasn't using chain lightning with my my mage, my sorcerer. I was using ice. And
I noticed.
And honestly,
you were doing damage.
Doing great.
Yeah, you were doing fine.
It wasn't OP. I tried the chain lightning right before the beta ended to see, and I will say my jaw dropped. I was like, "Holy crap, this is way."
Chain lightning made me think that my necromancer wasn't actually that tough. I was running around on the overworld. I would see a sorcerer walk by and just go, and everything, and I was just like, okay, what the heck was that? And then I played with him, and he's shooting ice and he's killing stuff, and I'm like, wow, I'm getting kills. I'm killing enemies. What's going on? Why am I getting to kill stuff now? And then I looked over and I realized, you're not using lightning. He's like, no, and I said, okay, I can tell. And that's what I told him about, like, the overworld, these lightning kings going around going Palpatine on people.
Because I'll tell you, I don't read anything about games when I play them. Because I don't want to know what other people have found. Not until I've gotten a good, solid foundation of finding stuff on my own. Then I'll go and look. So, and that's why, like I said, I didn't touch the lightning at first because I was playing with all the other things. And I'd seen some people with lightning just dominate. And I was just like, I'm going to leave that one alone for right now because I want to find the other things.
I feel you. I wasn't running Corpse Explosion until I found that Mist legendary that said it detonates.
And I had a few different. I had a few different. Like I probably had more legendary buffs towards lightning than I had anything else. So I finally just threw all those on, threw on the chain lightning, and I walked out into a crowd, and I was like, "This isn't even fun."
Honestly, that's the way I felt about Corpse Explosion when I found that Blood Mist legendary. But what Flynn, our boy Flynn said, my other Necro main, is that, like, I survived several boss fights, not because of Corpse Explosion, but because of my minions. So I am a little worried because Necromancers aren't very tanky, and your tankiness comes from your minions. So a nerf to your tankiness naturally makes me nervous.
I mean, let's also say we only played the first 25 levels, and Diablo doesn't start until you max level anyway, man.
True.
Like, nothing we learned in those first 25 levels is necessarily going to even remotely play a part once we get into the actual game, because the first bit you grind until you hit max level. Then once you hit max level is when you really start putting together a build. I mean, there were so many skills we couldn't even touch. Not to mention, unique, legendary, buffs and stuff. So
hopefully there's a good minions legendary, but you're just not that worried because you're running ice anyway. He was running ice. That's why I was running ice. I don't see nothing but ice.
I'll be honest, dude. I was running ice because I found a cool legendary buff.
You found a cool ice buff?
Yes.
I'm the dad. I'm supposed to do the dad jokes.
I don't get that one. Oh, God, I hate it.
Sorry. You did that live. Oh, yeah, that is bad.
Look, I hate dad jokes. I have no...
That one flew over live. Y'all got to see them.
Yeah.
She's like, huh?
I fucking hate dad jokes.
Oh, I can't believe I got you live on that one. That's okay, though, man. Coffee was good,
And on that note, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check us out every Sunday at 3:30 live here on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can go to Dicejunkies.com where you can find everywhere we are online, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And as every